So, good evening. Just as we get started, I just want to tell you that we're going to do something a little different tonight. Um, in in honor of the ending of this year and going into another, to kind of do some reflection in a little different way. So, um, what we'll start with is going to be about 15 minutes of just settling meditation, and I'll start the little guiding, and then we'll just sit and ground ourselves, just this kind of a grounding meditation. And then I'll we'll take us through some more um, focused meditation uh, on some of the emotional states that we may have experienced over the year, and how to work with them. And so we'll but we'll start just normal meditation for uh, a few minutes. So just finding your seat here, just any adjustments you want to make to kind of establish the sense of balance between alertness and relaxation, alert relaxation. And as you begin to feel that and arrive in this moment, noticing the climate of the mind that you brought in, or that you've uh, noticing in this moment, whatever it may be, just acknowledging the sense of uh, what it feels like right now. Might be expectation, it might be curiosity, it might be sadness, it might be boredom, it might be tiredness. No right or wrong, just so that you acknowledge what's here right now. And then as you move into the breath, to experiencing the breath, really bring in the sense of the energy that comes with the in-breath, and then very much relaxing into the belly, letting go of any tension, inviting the breath and releasing the breath. Resting in awareness. And just feeling this sense of opening to this moment through all the body, noticing in the body if there's any places of tension, places of resistance. Just noticing them, bringing a sense of understanding, and then relaxing. If it's helpful, you can take one or two or three nice long deep breaths. And as you feel the comfort and uh, relaxation in your own body, you can also feel the sense of connection and sangha and safety in this community right now. your mind has begun to wander off, or you find yourself lost a little bit in some story or some plan or some remembrance, just noticing that, acknowledging it, and letting go, coming back to this breath, to this moment. And this, the last minute or so of meditation, you can just let your mind open up a bit to the space that surrounds you, any sounds that are occurring outside, inside. Just feeling the spaciousness that goes, touches the skin and expands out and out. Just this. Dong, dong, dong. So just noticing how you feel now. Taking just a minute to come back into the room. So this has been, for a lot of us, quite a year. For all of us, I think, no matter what our kind of inclinations in one way or the other have been, there's just been so much. And so what I thought we would do is to explore some of the uh, memories of the year, but we're going to do it through some of the major kind of states of feeling and mind that I think our practice encompasses and helps us to uh, work with and to discern. So we'll do a little of that. And what I'm going to do is pick 4 experiences that are kinds of emotional experiences. And the 4 are joy and sorrow and dukkha and calm abiding. And we'll take a few minutes exploring. I'll guide you to explore each of these. And then when we're done, we'll take a few minutes to um, do some sharing with another person, uh, either online in a breakout group, or here we'll just find a partner next to us or whatever, and and share what we are feeling or what we've experienced. So these emotions uh, lead to and are experienced through both wholesome and unwholesome actions. So we'll just take a few minutes with each to see what arises. So again, kind of getting your posture, closing your eyes, taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths. And the first emotion we'll work with is joy. There's many ways that we can interpret this word joy, and the experiences that it points to. So in the list of the Brahma Viharas, it can be a translation of the Pali word mudita. And this is the translation of, usually translated as the experience of taking joy in the happiness of other beings, other people. So, and in the teaching of the 7 factors of awakening, um, the word that's sometimes associated with joy is piti. And that is a more kind of a rapture. Joy is a kind of a rapture. It describes a more of an energetic, pleasant feeling in the body that can sort of take your breath away. And sometimes it happens in meditation as you're becoming more concentrated and with energy is gathering. There'll be these bursts of happiness and excitement. And so we take 3 deep breaths, emphasizing and inviting the energy of the in-breath and just deeply letting go with the out-breath. And we're looking for any memories that arise from this past year when you were delighted. Perhaps you were delighted by an experience of the moment. I remember a moment like that. I was, years ago, I was in Vancouver, and it was gray, and it was rainy off and on, and I was walking on the beach. I think it was a Friday afternoon in the gray, and suddenly the sun just burst through the clouds and the fog, and everything was brilliantly lit up with color and sunlight and warmth. It was kind of like that line, that part of the Wizard of Oz when the turns to Technicolor. And all the doors around and the houses around burst open, and the beach began to fill up with people music was on and people were dancing around, and that was both piti and mudita. That was that kind of burst of joy. And another time, not too long ago, I was meditating with some friends, and in the depth of the meditation, I felt that burst of warmth and joy, and uh, and that was both piti and mudita. So in this few minutes, just invite yourself to open to any recent memories that you they might that you might have had in nature or in meditation or in the delight of a child, maybe hearing a beautiful piece of music, exchanging a smile. Just being aware, noticing, allowing whatever arises to be there. Joy. Noticing any physical sensations that come, that accompany any memory. Where in the body do you notice it? Sometimes turning up the corners of the mouth enriches, nourishes the experience. Resting in them. But not attaching to them, not clinging to them. Just let them move through whatever's there, whatever sweet memory arises, big or little. Rumi said, keep knocking, and the joy inside you will eventually open a window and look out to see who's there. And now just letting go of that, releasing that. As you're ready, open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, feel what you're feeling, and this is a point at which, if you want, you can either write down. There's some pencils and papers back there if you need them. Just particularly where you feel this in your body, how your body uh, uh, responds to the invitation of joy, to the experience of joy. Because at a later date, and you can practice this at home also, and at other times, you can invite joy, and especially you can invite it by going into that sense of the warmth in the chest, or the clarity in your mind, or whatever it is that arrives or arose or arises for you when you do this. And then when we're ready, you will move on to the next one. And as you get ready for that, just again closing your eyes, taking 2 or 3 deep breaths. It's been a tough year, as I said, I think, for losses for many of us. And we have different ways of reacting and responding to sorrows, whether it be avoiding thinking about the loss or trying to fix it in some way. Sometimes we blame someone for our sorrows, or we blame ourselves for them, or we get lost in grief. Or, to the extent we can, we can open to them with awareness and compassion at times. So again, just taking your attention inside and opening to, again, either a small memory of a sorrow, a moment, a day, when you learn of a sad event or in your life, or something that happened to you or to the world. There's so many sorrows in the world. And let yourself, to the extent you can in this safe Sangha, in this moment, feel the emotions of that sorrow in your body. And offering your own compassion and awareness to these feelings, but really feeling them deeply. Where you feel it in the body, just bringing your attention there. And if it's helpful, you can even put your hand on your heart or on your throat or your belly or whatever, just to support yourself in feeling this in this moment. So not pushing them away, but also not attaching, just breathing in with compassionate acceptance. This too is part of life. Just allowing the tenderness. And as you're ready, just release this. Release this by letting go of the memory and of the feelings that are associated with it. Breathing deeply, and again, bringing your attention back into the room, opening your eyes. And again, if there's anything that you would like to note, to write down, to remember about how this feels and where you feel it in your body, you can write that down. And now let's move to the third of these feeling states. And this is dukkha, or the translation of dukkha can be suffering, but it's more appropriate maybe to call it unsatisfactoriness. And it includes a broad spectrum of experience, from very slight discomfort that we can almost always find if we look for it in the moment, either physically, mentally, emotionally. It's this feeling of wanting something to be different, wanting our world or our experience to be different in this moment. And most of the time, these feelings of dukkha, of unsatisfactoriness, are kind of there in the background. We know we don't always totally pay attention to them, but they're there. And most of the time, it doesn't dominate the whole experience of being, but the strength comes and goes with the conditions of our body and mind and the world. And it's different from sorrow in that it's characterized by things like, in our mind, like words like, if only it was a little warmer, if only I was a little younger, if only my hip didn't hurt. So these things that, if only they would be nicer to me. So these things are going on, these feelings of dukkha all the time. And they may have a kind of edginess, a feeling of being in conflict with what is. And this can be related to difficult news like a serious diagnosis, or it might be related to looking outside and thinking, oh no, it's raining again. If only the sun would shine, which it did today. So you can probably find something in this moment that fits the unsatisfactory, wishing it was different in some way in your experience in the moment. So for this short exploration, coming back to the relaxing with the breath for a bit. And then, as you relax, a couple of deep breaths, opening to one or more memories of being aware of this this discomfort experience anytime in the last year, or maybe in the last day, or maybe right now. And just let yourself feel it. Feel the tension of it. It always has a slight tension in the body, sometimes in the mind. There's some slight conflict with your experience. And seeing what bodily experiences you notice with this. And what impulses. What the wants are, what the don't wants are. And how that this body responds to it. Not forcing anything, just allowing whatever comes up to be there. Sometimes you'll notice a theme to the dukkha, certain things that are recurring, your special form of feeling unsatisfactory, of wanting it different, of wishing if only. And so notice the familiar sensations of that, the familiar thoughts and impulses, and maybe even the familiar things you tend to do in response. And then when you're ready, you can let go of this dukkha experience. Take a couple of deep breaths to arrive in this moment. And if there's anything you want to reflect on later, work with, you can write it down, particularly the bodily experiences, because those are places where we can do some work in staying with it and releasing it and opening it. And often I've found that's where insights uh, arise a lot. And and lastly, our final exploration here will be with, I'm labeling it calm abiding, but you could call it equanimity or upekkha, which is the Pali word. And what we're talking about here are feelings of peace, of calm, contentment, happiness, Um, feeling grounded in a moment in time when the thought arises, I'm happy, I'm content, I don't need anything right now. And I don't need anything to be different. And at the very best, it includes the knowledge and understanding that everything can and will happen, and that you are just a part of it. You're just woven into the structure of being, and that this is the only thing. This is the only thing that will never change. And so it's primarily the experience of moments of clear seeing, relaxed acceptance and well-being. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath or two. And I would particularly suggest that you, in this part, focus on the feeling of relaxation. The in-breath brings in the clarity. The out-breath allows you to just let go of any tension, any conflict, and you just to notice at the invitation of relaxation, that sense of letting go. Just this moment. Just inviting ease. And as you do this, think about a moment, perhaps in this last recent weeks or months, maybe in this last day or two. But, it could be longer ago, and sometimes profound feelings of ease and contentment and relaxation have a strong, they're woven into your body when you have them. So you can almost invite your body to give you the memory, even if it's a long ago one, of peace and calm and ease, of resting in calm abiding. It's an ease that is deep and wide. It's an ease that's always available. This relaxation. what were the characteristics of this moment of contentment that you might recall in meditation, or sitting on a bench in the woods? Just the sense of peace and relaxation, wherever it might have and might occur for you. And then when you're ready, take as long as you need or want. You can slowly come back. Open your eyes. Breathe into the sense of this room, this space, this place that you are in, wherever it is. So you can write down any things that you want that relate to this experience, to the memory that came up for you or your bodily experience of it. And then what we're going to do is to take a few minutes to break into pairs and share with each other kind of your responses to this or anything you want to share. You can take a minute to stretch. I don't know if we can see as you break into pairs, if it's an odd number, someone can connect with me, and if it's an even number, you can do among yourselves. And we'll have breakout groups for those of you that are online. And if it's an odd number, I guess in one group there'd be 3 people, but see what happens.
We're even right now, so.
We're even? Great, okay. So why don't you take a second here and find a partner, and 2, 4, 6. Find a partner, and then we'll break up. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, but just to share your experience a little bit.
We're actually not. Somebody dropped off, so we're gonna have a group of three. So just
Pardon
so you know,
me?
somebody dropped off, so we're gonna have a group of three.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Does everybody have a partner or no? Or do you not have a partner? You want to join me? No? Okay. Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah, take about 2 to 3 minutes each. Yeah. I would switch. If you haven't switched already, switch. Pardon me? I did say switch. Adam, how much more time?
Yep. Whenever I can bring them back, whenever you'd like. They'll have a 1 minute countdown. So when I close the rooms, they'll come back in 1 minute. So just let me know.
Are we about out of time?
It's when I can close it whenever. I just set it for a long period of time just so I could just close it when
Okay.
you're ready. Should I close it now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'll bring them back. They'll be back within 1 minute.
Okay. So is everyone back?
Just 30 seconds. They'll be back.
30 seconds, okay. So we haven't talked about the future. Okay.
All right, they're back now.
Okay, welcome back. And so now, as we continue on our individual and collective journeys, what next? The year is ending, and this is it's kind of a symbolic ending and beginning, but I think it's helpful to note it and to use it as a way to release and see what's transpired and what comes now. The only thing we have any control over is our own actions. Our actions are influenced very strongly by our conditioning, and that conditioning keeps us caught in this cycle of samsara, which is kind of the hamster wheel of life that we are experiencing. But these practices of awareness, of mindfulness and meditation, they give us the opportunity to observe this cycle and to observe the results of our actions, our karma. So as we observe them, then we can learn to say, no thanks, I'll pass on feeding this particular form of dukkha. I'll choose not to cling to this idea, to this fear, to this hatred or distrust, and instead I'll choose to practice kindness and compassion and calm abiding, because they make us happier. That's what brings us joy. That's what the fruit of this practice is that we can cultivate. We can't run away from, and everything will happen, but we can know that joy is here, that joy is inside of us, that happiness, that contentment are always a possibility, and it will happen. It will arise for us as we learn to work with it, or even as we don't. Moments of calm abiding or joy will arise. So I think that we as a people of this time, find ourselves in the middle of a seismic change in the world. And it's happening everywhere we look. It's almost so overwhelming that, there's this urge to just normalize, to kind of avoid. And I think it's important to find the balance here, because we are just alive and we just have this, and right this moment we're all safe, and we have trust, and we have the practice, we have a lot of beautiful things. And each of us has to find our own place in this mammoth change. We can't make the world we want it to be. I think this is too close to my mouth. If we try to do that, we'll just create more dukkha. We try to force it or think we can force it. But as we approach this symbolic time of the year, this year end and the other new year beginning, we can set for ourselves an intention, an aspiration, both internally and externally, in how we respond to these, to those of us that we are in contact with, and the happenings in the world. So we can control how we respond, we can control and pay careful attention to how we respond and to each other. So that can be the basis of our practice in the world in the year 2025. Is you might take a couple of minutes to go back inside if you want right now and see if the seeds of an intention arise, and write them down as you sit with this question. What do I want to focus on or experience in the coming year? Or another way to say is, what are my priorities and how will I work with them in the year ahead? Or any other question that kind of looks at how do I want to, how do I, with the values that I hold, how do I want to enact them and act with them in this year? So I hope that's a little bit of clarity, but just take a minute. You might not come up with anything right now, but see if the seeds of an intention or aspiration for your actions in this year come into mind. And there may be more than one. And if you come up with something, you can write it down or place it in your intentional mind. Sarah Suzanska, who wrote the book The Not So Big Life, suggests that when you set your intention or aspiration for the year, that you carefully put it away somewhere after you've written it down. Read it again, get it inside, put it away somewhere, and don't look at it till the end of the year, and then go back and review how it went for you. Or I would say the other option is place it on a pin, put a pin in it somewhere, and periodically come back and say, what was my intention for the year? So that you remember, because it'll be challenged probably. But I did this practice a little bit a while ago, and I decided my intention is, and I've been doing it a little bit, is just to be more open and friendly to all neighbors. I don't care what their politics or religion or whatever is, just to be warm with them. And I'm enjoying it. It's really nice. And whatever they make of it, that's their business. But it's just an aspiration, and to be to be curious, not to shut down with judgment about what this all means, but just to stay open. This is where we are, and for whatever reason, we're here to experience this and learn from it. So I'm going to read a poem, and then we'll do a little metta, and then we'll have a little message from Jan. So first I'll read you the poem, if I can find it here. Aha. This is a poem by Donna Ashworth, and it's a New Year poem. When I say Happy New Year, I'm not for a moment expecting this to occur. For that is not possible. A year must be all things. Happiness must come and go, like the tides and the winds, just as sadness and all the emotions in between. When I say Happy New Year, I'm really wishing you a baseline of peace, of gratitude. Because if you can sit with these things, for the most part, happiness will thrive when it does arrive, and sadness will know its place in the mix. If you can nourish these things, you will also grow hope, for it flourishes in such soil. And hope is the key to this enigmatic state of happiness we seek. When I say Happy New Year, I'm really wishing you more happy days than sad days, more joy than misery, more laughter than tears, and the wisdom to accept that they all belong. Happy New Year, my friends. Happy New Year. So let's do a little quick metta, and then we'll open to Jen's messages. So here we are, and I've asked you to open your heart to all different kinds of states of being and memories. And so maybe you're feeling the tenderness of this heart space right now. Maybe you're not. Whatever you're feeling, just breathe into it. Breathe into it with a sense of well-being, of a sense of caring, compassion to whatever extent they're available to you right now. Kindness. Sending these messages to ourselves. May I live with an open heart and an open mind. And whatever blocks or covers my heart or my mind, may it be dissolved so that I may experience true happiness. May I feel strong and healthy in my mind and in my body. May I have peace and ease and well-being in my life. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm, and may I awaken and be free. And as we wish these things for ourselves, we let these wishes expand out into this Sangha in the room and in the Zoom world. We send these same wishes to each other and to the larger Sangha of beings that aren't here tonight, to our friends, our families, our neighbors, to all in our community, those we know and don't know. We send these same wishes out into the broader world that we live in, wishing that all the beings on this earth may live with open hearts and open minds, that we may all feel strong and protected and have the things we need, that we will all recognize and live in the knowledge of our interdependence, that we're all part of the same life and death cycle, and that these wishes may be extended not just to the humans, but to all the beings, all the living beings on this earth. And we send these wishes out into the universe and beyond. May all beings everywhere be happy, be at peace, and be free. And if there's any benefit we've occurred with our practice this evening, may we dedicate that benefit to the well-being and awakening of all beings everywhere.